We're live. Welcome to
Yay!
another Thursday night jam with RCJesus and SASquatch. I am Nick, RCJesus. This is Chris, Scale Audio Solutions, aka SASquatch. And tonight we have Bobby Mack on, who is a driver for Element and Reedy. Not sure if anyone else puts on a event every year in Florida called King of Florida TTC. They're always a great time. And what, you've been doing this probably 10, 15 years or something at least now. The event for 10 and RC for 15 or more, right?
Yeah, the event for 10-ish, maybe 11, and then RC probably 18 or 19 years.
Okay.
So, got to throw a Helios, Bauhaus, and then
That's
the
right. I
acquisition
knew there was others I was forgetting.
and then with RCatic acquiring those two, basically the RCatic umbrella of companies, D-Links, Vader, Spare
Yeah.
Time Hobbies. So
Yep.
the RCatic umbrella, and then, like you said, Element.
Yeah. What up, Wayne? Yeah, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. You know the deal. As little or as much as you want, and then we'll get into the event and all that good shit.
All right. So I'm looking, trying to, because I don't get comments on my phone. So I got the TV trying to load comments, maybe.
We
keep
can,
track of it
we'll
for you.
usually read them out as well. So
Yeah, we'll get there.
90% of them or so we usually get.
Yeah.
Um, no, like just a guy
Whatever.
that likes RC. Like you said, I'm a brand ambassador for Element RC, which is the like a under company of Associated Electronics, so it kind of encompasses all of that. So
Look
Reedy,
at this fancy motherfucker, Associated Electronics, not even Team Associated.
that's
We
what it
got you trained
is.
well.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So Reedy factory team, obviously Team Associated, and everything Element RC. Obviously more of the Element RC side with the scale crawlers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Helios RC, which is the best batteries in the business in my opinion, and not because
Yeah,
I have to
great
say
stuff.
that. Bauhaus RC, and like I said, RC Attic and their umbrella of companies, D-Links, Vader Products, I think Precision RC Works,
Yep.
Spare Time Hobbies. I know
There's
I'm
quite a
missing
few.
a couple of them. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's quite a few. So
Brian's got a lot
forgive me, Ryan.
going
um, yeah, I've been doing RC since 2000, probably 2000, and then of course I had Radio Shack stuff before that, like actual true, not toy grade RC since
Yeah.
probably 2000. My brother growing up when I was like a kid, like elementary school, he had a grasshopper. He would always throw rooster tails around. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
It's always a
And then,
grasshopper or lunchbox for people of
yep,
a certain age.
I think he had a grasshopper, and I want to say he had a frog as well. I think he had two of them, and like they were like an absorbent amount of money back in the day, like in the the mid '90s. I think he paid like $400 for the kit, and I'm like, it was an unrealistic amount of money. Like looking back now, it's
Yeah.
like, man, that's a fortune back then.
I
But
laugh when people say RC is expensive now. I'm like, dude, in the 80s,
yeah,
bearing kit could cost more than a kit. The prices
yeah,
were the same, but the money was worth 4 times more.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got in. I bought a HPI RS4MT kit.
Yeah. Good turn.
What's up, two dogs? Yeah.
So
Nitro?
got no electric.
Okay.
Put that
Yeah.
together, and then had a kid. And when I was a freshman, he had a Losi GTX. And I
Yeah.
bought that off of him, and I drove that around like it was going out of style. And then Axial released the TR, which a lot of people don't really remember or even knew existed. And I was like,
Yeah.
that looks pretty cool. So I got that, and then just went insane. Came into a little bit of money, bought a giant RC lot, and then at one point had over 250 cars, trucks, boats, planes. And then, of course, the economy fell out, and that's the easy
Yep.
thing to sell. So
Yep.
got back into it probably real heavy again in like 2006, 2007, like right after the bottom fell out and it started to pick back up. And then just been doing scale RC and that ever since, TLT axles and quad body, but bodies and whatnot.
Yep.
So, and then decided to go to an event one day back in probably 2010 or 2011.
Yeah.
Left the Sanford Bridge and went to go do an event at New Reds up in Ocala.
Yep. They used to
And
do a lot of them back in the day.
just was hooked. I went there for about 6 months worth of events, and then I was like, "Do you guys need help?" And then that was the end of that. I started helping nonstop monthly events. Just helping put them on or just put them on fully. Trying to get sponsors. And then we had the idea to do the TTC, and then that was born. And man, it's insane where it was to where we're at now. It's wild and it's awesome. So, but yeah, 10, probably close to, I think I've been doing it for about 10 years, the actual TTC for 10 years now. So
Granted, you've had that thing all over the place too.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. We
Been
did
a lot of different
most of them
locations.
we did most of them at New Reds. And then we did one when it was RRW. We did one or two there. We did one at an off-road park, which went back
off-road. That was fun.
Yeah.
I think that was my first one.
Yeah, you drove the D90 in it.
Yeah, I finished it the night before. It was all beautiful and super scale. And I remember you and everyone looking at me like, "You're really gonna drive this?" Yeah.
Yeah.
You can beat the shit out of it. That's what I built it for.
Insane. and you did. You beat the absolute shit out of it.
And it did way better than expected.
Yeah. Actually, surprisingly better than expected.
Yeah.
And then we went back. And we went back to I think it was still RRW at the time.
Yep.
Maybe. I think we did one more there, and then Richard took over, and Scale Mountain, we did it there. I think Clint did one out back. I did one out front, and then I took a year off because wedding and whatnot. And then I got way too many people asking me this year if I was going to do it. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do it. So here we are.
All right, you sons of bitches. I'll put in all this time.
Yeah.
What's up, Two Dogs? What's up, Sean?
That's the thing that goes to the wayside is like, oh, you're going to host this event? Cool. It seems super easy. You have obviously never hosted an event.
Yeah. Yeah. So, even a one-day event is a lot of work.
And this one's starting to get scarily large again as well. So we had 50 2 years ago, and that was pushing time. And I'm looking at 50 or 60 this year again. So, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. If 100 people showed up, we'll make it work. But it's very scary for one person. And of course, I've got a couple people that are going to help as well. So definitely make it easier. So, but it's still, it's like, oh man, if we get 70 people, we might have to speed this up a little bit. So
that's all right. Like I told you the other day, I'll help out if you need.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like I said, I got a couple people that are willing to help, so hopefully it won't be terribly long. Hopefully it'll be overcast and a little cooler out, so it's not just absolute sun beaming down on everybody. So
it's kind of nice for getting all this rain and bullshit out of the way beforehand too.
Man, I hope it doesn't rain. And the event's rain or shine. I mean, I will stand there and judge you in the rain, or it doesn't matter. So the event's going to be rain or shine. So
rain just makes it way harder because everything's slick.
Yep.
Oh, I did
have a couple people ask about water, and I took that video in the actual event page. And I mean, if it rains, you're definitely gonna have to be a little bit more waterproof. So.
Yeah, because the Scale Mountain right now anymore, the way it's set up, you don't really need to be waterproof, right?
No, they've got a little creek that was basically man-made, obviously into a waterfall.
Yeah,
so I think the creek might be at its deepest, like 2.5, maybe 3 inches. So nothing like
it's the right height.
Yeah, nothing like rig submerging. It's more scale than anything else. So I mean, your rig's not going to be soaked, but you do have the it might get splashed, whatever. And then obviously I think in my mind right now, I've got some courses laid out. And if we do the one that I'm thinking of, it'll be using the whole creek and then going up the waterfall. So, definitely be a water splash. So,
yeah, that's all right. I'm planning to drive this. I got to work on this tonight. I got to put this excavator away and work on this. But I think that was a charger. That's some tools. Old Alice in Chalmerland.
Oh man.
That's the VS410 Pro. I accidentally fried it at Proline driving it for the first time after like 10 minutes because I'll talk about it later because I was a dumbass. So I'd like to actually try and get to drive. Reckless is talking about he got snow. Yeah, fuck that. So what events are all going on? Like, how's it set up? How many courses are we doing and all that?
Looking at probably 4 actual courses, 10 gate courses. I'm thinking about using all the man-made stuff, like the wood stuff, which I know I'm not a fan of. And technically I'm not either, but I'm looking at doing that part a little differently. That's going to depend on time. Basically going to put a start gate and I'm going to put an end gate, and you got to traverse your way through it. And it's just basically going to be a time thing. So hopefully that'll be a quick course to get through and give a little bit of a difference on whatnot, just to kind of spread people out and hopefully make it go a little bit faster.
It's what, 8 minutes max on the courses, right?
It's going to depend. I know the one year we did 4-minute courses because Clint did some test running, and the slowest he did on one of the courses was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm like, all right, well, 4 minutes should be more than enough time, but it's going to depend.
Yeah, you got to double it for Clint. That dude drives his fucking ass off. He's like one of the best drivers out there for sure.
Yeah, so it's going to depend. Like I said, I've got some ideas in mind, so it's probably going to be 6 to 7 minute time limits.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep it, obviously I'm going to try to keep all the courses lengthwise about the same unless they're a little bit easier. I did get some gate questions. It's going to be heavily leaning towards class 2 because obviously that's what the majority of people run. I think that's what the majority of people are going to bring. Unfortunately, class 3 is kind of a lost art these days. So it's going to be heavily based on class 2, which I think even class 2 is like 14 inches or some crazy ass width now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I haven't looked it up. You know me. I'm mostly a class 1 and class 0 guy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be, I like to say, definitely going to test your rig. I'm not going to intentionally build something to try to break people's rigs. But it's not out of the question of the course layout. If you mess up or you don't pay attention, that it is possible to get bound up and break your rig.
Okay.
Everything. I mean, it's Scale Mountain. Everybody's ran it, and if you haven't ran it, I mean, it's nothing insanely technical. It's nothing just crazy, outrageous like comp crawling. Well, there are some areas that are comp crawling capable with some of the rocks they have out there now, but nothing's going to be not doable. Like, I mean, they host comps out there now, and people are running. Obviously, class 1 is a whole different breed of animal nowadays, but people are running class 1s through it. So I got to try to make it difficult because if we're going class 2, I just don't want people breezing through the courses, and and I got to figure out times at the end of the day because
I've never been to one where I can say you didn't successfully make it difficult. That's for sure. You guys set up all the lines are doable, but you better have a good rig and know exactly what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely need to know where you're going and make sure you have your rig ready for the next gate. So,
because you do true Sorka always, as I recall, right, where we get penalized for reverse.
I don't do. I would like to do reverses, but I guess there would be an uprising if I did. So I don't know.
Everyone's got that soft, huh?
Yeah, I guess everybody wants rules, but man, you throw reverse in there, it really hurts people's feelings.
I always fucking hated that one because when I was always really off-roading, you try and make without having reverse, but you use reverse all the time trying to get up and shit. So I'm like, well, it's scale to use reverse, but I always dealt with it, it's like, oh, reverse, all right, I'm fucked here because I'm going to get at least one or two in every one.
I'm going to use another one, so keep the pen handy. The problem is the scale rules were originally based off of like the Wee Rock stuff. So in the Wee Rock stuff, they count the reverses. So
yeah, that's true. The hardcore off, because I'm thinking more like original 4-wheeler TTC, and just out wheeling and shit. But you're right, that hardcore full-size crawling comps, you got penalized for reverses.
Which is funny how that transfers over into racing too, like road, like oval and dirt off road racing, because no reverse there either. And then people try to allow it for
Yeah.
entry level, and they're like, they freak out too.
Yeah.
It's funny how it transfers over
Turn
that
marshals
from-
in racing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
get
turn
jacked
marshals.
up on a pipe and could reverse off it. That's what the marshal is there for.
Yeah,
So for the market paying attention.
yeah.
Yeah, which is hit or miss a lot of times nowadays.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I've seen marshals do some fucked up shit.
Or back when you ran nitro and the guys would reach underneath and hit the flywheel. Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, install it. Or burn their finger up.
Fuck.
Okay.
Sorry.
We got anything else in here? Oh, no, comments are quiet tonight so far. All right.
So far.
So 4 courses, 10 gates with possibly the that you're talking that wood corkscrew bridge thing they had going up, right? That was pretty big.
Yep.
That looked more fun than a lot of like man-made style obstacles.
Yeah, it's good. Dave did his signature dragon back. Not as violent as it was at New Reds, thankfully. But he's got the 2 2x4s cut in, like the off canter swoops and stuff. So it's definitely one of those things. Like I'm wondering if I don't make it like a driver challenge in fastest time, like make you stand in a box and then drive it, or if I'm just gonna allow you to basically just follow your rig around. But it's if I set that up, like I said, it's gonna be a start gate and it's gonna be a finish gate, and it's gonna be 100% time based. So
yeah. Got some sweet touring car class racing happening in Alberta. I'm so pumped to get into that 1/10. Yeah, touring car it used to be huge in Florida, but it's fucking dead now.
Yeah, so Superior Hobbies used to. I mean, I remember going there and watching those guys in the parking lot, and that was crazy. Which I was little then, but I was like, man, this is insane.
Yeah, in the 90s and early 2000s, I think they were big into the parking lot racing.
Yep.
Well, it's all drift cars now. You guys just want drift cars.
Yeah, drift is what's used now.
Closest thing to it is drift cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F1 is pretty much gone, like pan cars. But again, you get regions like up in Alberta, I guess, according to Reckless, is starting to boom. And a lot of people don't get that. Even manufacturers and distributors don't get that sometimes. Like, oh, you don't want these? These are hot. And I'm like, yeah, I bet they're hot in like one section of the country or a few select cities, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually, now that you mention it, like, yeah, a lot of times shit's regional.
Yeah.
Crawling and like 1/10 scale buggy racing, 2-wheel drive is about the only things I've seen consistently. Buggies, 2-wheel drive, 10 scale buggy's been consistent since they were invented.
8 scale buggy. 8 scale buggies.
Yeah, 8 scale buggy too. Yep.
Yeah, 8 scale buggies.
Those are all popular everywhere all the time. But the other shit, it's all over the place.
Short courses probably too. Short course trucks. Slashes.
Not like it used to be, but a lot of people do stuff.
Yeah,
definitely not like it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be the king class. Everybody went and bought a Slash and raced in the spec class and shit.
Yep.
Which I bet was a riot. I never did it.
Oh, it was fun. I ran a spec Slash class. It was a freaking hoot. It was some of the most fun racing. It reminded me way back when we used to have like the stock bowling classes that were super cheap, just goof off. That's what it reminded me of. Just everyone's the same shit. You just beat the fuck out of each other and have a heyday.
Yeah, it was like $280, and then you just went out there and it was like a demolition derby race.
Yeah, it was just fun, just cheap fun.
You had tons of noobs racing with experienced people, and everywhere in between. People were just fucking. I remember watching videos of it, and I had friends that did it that would show me pictures and videos. I was like, God damn. Looks like
all the serious guys get butt hurt. All the guys that are super serious are getting all butt hurt. You're like, you're in the wrong class then, man.
Yeah. Go back to stock 2-wheel drive 10 scale buggy.
Yeah, I wanted to get into like the stock class oval racing with the associated oval car.
Yep.
And then Dr. Dan's was doing like the 1RC races like stock. Like, oh, that'd be cool. That's simple. Those cars are super detailed, super awesome. You buy one, and it was a box class, so it's like sweet. And times went by a little bit, and now it's like, oh, they're prepping their tires, they're sanding their chassis. It's still stock, but it's like all these modifications. Like that's not. You take it out of the box and you race it. That's how that goes. But
they got they got that new company now. We were talking about it last Thursday. What the hell was the name of that company? They're doing
1RC. That's what he was just talking about.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
get on the ball, Sasquatch. Fuck.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. Fuck. Trying to stay relevant, damn it.
Reckless says they still got big nitro. Is it 1/8? Most like 1/10 nitro is almost non-existent, just period. It's not even really made anymore.
Can you even get like 10 scale nitro motors anymore?
Off-road, I think it's impossible, except for maybe an RTR engine from Kyosho or something. You can still get
Is
nice
OS gonna
high-end
make a
on-road
10 scale
engines
motor?
because it's still big in Europe, but
Right.
I have a stack of old nitro big blocks and small blocks laying
God, I
around.
remember.
I could see it going down. I was like, I better start buying these up and collecting them. That way I'm good for the next 20 years.
Before we get too far into it, I almost forgot like one of the most important ones, even one of the ones that I didn't think would make it, and was a hilarious story talking to Troy and Casey, but Scalar Fab, media partnership with them, and Troy and Casey, I can't say enough nice things about them. They are some of the nicest people I think I've ever met, and stayed like nice through the years of the hobby and dealing with the direction the hobby has went multiple times.
Yeah.
So I'm super appreciative of them. They've always supported the event and me as well. So I mean,
I can remember when they lived in Jacksonville and they'd come to all the events at RW and shit.
Yeah. Yep. They were super supportive of all that and whatnot. Now they live all the way in freaking Colorado and
middle of nowhere, Colorado.
Right. I give Troy, because I play games with Troy all the time. So I always give him crap about living out there. I was like, you gonna move back? And he's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, I don't blame you.
He's got it pretty made up there.
Oh,
like I always get torn. Like I like to be in the middle of nowhere or in the city. Like a suburb is almost the worst because you don't get the good of either.
Yeah.
I like going to concerts and all this other kind of shit we can do around Orlando so easily and quickly.
Yeah.
But I also like being on like 10, 20, 40 acres and having space and doing shit. And it's like,
yeah, that's the direction my wife and I are leaning towards. Like we want even just 10 acres, but we want to get away. And Florida is getting a little overcrowded. So,
well, in the cities, there's still plenty of Florida that's the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh yeah. We've looked at North Florida and stuff a little bit too, and because my aunt and uncle live up in Madison, and we've looked up there. And there's acres and acres and acres of property up there, but it's all just a time planning out thing now. So,
well, yeah, when you make a move like that, you gotta have jobs ready to go. And
it's still.
I want to move to the middle of fucking nowhere, but we're not gonna have an income for God knows how long when we get there.
Yeah, right. Better have some solar panels and a bucket to shit in.
I have to get my shit to do my reloads so I can go hunting for food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a few years out now. I mean, we were trying to speed the process up a little bit, but it's just the way with obviously being election year, not sure how things are going to go, with that just economy wise.
The economy is likely to be pretty shit for the next year or two.
Yeah, so we're going to hang out and keep our heads to the grindstone, and when the time's right, the time will be right. So,
damn it, I need a plastic bag. Gotta put these parts away. I don't want to put it back together properly. Fuck all that noise. Oh,
overrated. Just get one.
I'm just gonna have to take it apart again. The fuck. Can't use the one's broken anyway. All right. Well, I'm gonna go grab a plastic bag. You two talk amongst yourselves for a moment. You get out of the way.
So I didn't catch the last episode. Did you finish the Borderlands rig, or have you done any more work to it?
Yes and yes. I didn't talk it on the last one too much, but I did do, it's actually sitting right here. So I did worm gear motors on it. You can see it right there.
Yep. And
they work, but they're just slow as molasses, and I want it to be a little faster. So the last episode, I don't drink caffeine very often, and I had a drink with a lot of caffeine in it. So I was fucking buzzing. Nick was working on a planetary gears on this excavator, and my brain was like, it just, I pulled up Fusion, was sharing the screen, and was like, I went fucking bonkers on a planetary gear system. And then
Done though. Like an hour and a half.
started working on it again today, actually, and I've got a lot done on it. So I'm going to be able to, I think I'll be able to integrate the brushless motor and then do basically the motor will be in the hub. There'll be a planetary gears, and then the wheel, the inside of the wheel will be the outside of the planetary. So it'll be a really compact planetary system. So it should be faster and then more back to more of the scale look instead of having this big worm gearbox on the side of it. So
hell yeah. Yeah. I'm a
Scale.
huge fan of Borderlands, that whole franchise.
yeah. Well, have you seen the other thing I'm working on yet?
No. Oh, that's fucking cool.
So that's a gyro. It's a mechanical gyro right there. And then this is the outer wheel.
That's gonna be
So ridiculous.
It's definitely in early stages, but it'll be a functioning gyro RC gyro bike basically when I'm done. So
hell yeah, that's gonna be
that thing's gonna it's in stage 3 now. The gyro function works. I had some videos of it showing it working, and it stays stable, and it'll hold like a 10-degree tilt and just sit there with the gyro going.
That's awesome.
Then I got the outer wheel assembly done now, so I've got to reprint some of the inner frame assembly and then test that it'll drive forward with the gyro going and not tip over. And then the third stage will be basically like a rack assembly in the middle, and it'll have it basically like think of like saddles bags hanging down the side. That's where the batteries sit.
Yep.
Because it needs some weight down low to keep the frame from moving when you're under acceleration, like from a standstill. But then that whole assembly will also shift side to side to allow it to turn. So what will happen to turn is the inner gyro will slow down, the weight will shift, it'll tilt and rotate. And then once it pivots, you get back on, you get out of the steering, the gyro will spool back up and you can pull through. So it'll be a lot of radio mixing to make it work. But yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
But that was inspired from Borderlands 2. I think it's like Borderlands 2 or 3 that has the gyro bikes.
I think it's 3.
Yeah, I think 3 has it. So that was kind of also inspired there. So, but yeah, they're both the buggy's pretty close. I mean, it's driving now, so I was actually kind of just saying it was done, and then I was going to do all the scale detail. But now I have like this idea for this planetary gear assembly. So if that works, we'll be re-engineering it again. So, yeah.
Did not do that on purpose at all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually really cool. The planetary system's actually really cool. It used a lot of brain power to figure out, but I think it's gonna work. It's pretty rad. So I don't know enough about planetaries to know what the ratio is going to be, but there will be definitely some gear reduction. So probably like 10-1, maybe more. I have to do some math, but it didn't need much because it almost worked direct drive with the brushless, almost. So any gear reduction, I think, will make it work. Oh, the Alice Chalmers is out.
Oh, yeah.
So what?
Everything's orange.
That's so awesome.
The Ultra is going to be a Ford. Because growing up, we had mostly internationals, a couple Fords, and an Alice Chalmers. But when my mom was young, my grandpa was into Alice Chalmers before international. So I was like, all right, because these are all tribute to my grandpa and being on the farm growing up and shit. So that's why I had to do no Vaseline first. I thought people would instantly understand. Oh, it's supposed to be an international tractor. Man, people got pissed.
Yeah, they were not happy, and it was. I thought it was phenomenal. Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal.
Everyone that like knows old international tractors instantly got it. Was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. I'm like, thank you. That's what I was going for. But 99% of everyone else Quite upset.
You'd have thought you kicked their dog or some shit.
Yep, I thought it was hilarious. That was a fun ECSC that year.
Yes, very.
So yeah, the next one will be a Ford, and I think I'm going to try and figure out. I think I'm going to go all out in a different way on that one. Try and figure out how to put a portal up front, because you know the axles are on a front tractor, right? They drop down.
Yep.
Regular axle in the back, with the tractor tires on the back, and find something that's kind of a rib tread pattern, like the front of an old tractor for the front. If I have to make them different sizes to get the gearing right, so be it.
Piss everybody off and get some of those rare associated ribs on the front.
Yeah.
No, because the really rare ones are something I still don't have. So
Well, you really
I need
pissed
some
the
good
gambit
gears
off.
myself still. I've got lots of the other ones, but not the good years. But yeah, see, I thought it would be clever to put everything in the receiver box. You'll notice there's no ESC or anything, just the receivers out there. And it makes it so nice and clean. But turns out when you put one of these Crawlmasters in there, ESCs, without a heat sink captured in, and you and your buddies are half cocked when you're setting the pinion mesh and shit after a rush to put it together and it's too tight because it's out of round, it gets hot and burns up. So I got a fresh one. Holmes was out there when it fried, and I'm like, uh-oh, I think I ruined it. And he's listening to it. We're smelling it and shit. And like, well, and the receiver box was hot. Like probably 150, 200 degrees, the plastic was. And I was like, oh. He's like, well, best I could say is just let it sit there for 10 or 20 minutes and we'll see what happens. Like, that's what I was thinking. So we did and tried it again. He's like, yeah, it's definitely fucked. I'm like, oh, damn it. And John, being the nice guy he is, since we're buddies, he's like, it's all right. I know a guy. Yeah, I'll get you another. Don't worry about it. I'm like, no, this isn't a warranty issue. This is user error. Me being a dumbass and rushing and not thinking shit through, and I fucked it up. So appreciate the offer, but I'm not going to do that to you. Yeah, I think Sean, he's saying it's crazy for such big machines how small the gears are, and I agree. Even those little outrunner motors that were that big around. It's amazing what gear reduction does. Scott's talking about Borderlands. I guess he's played it. Hell yeah, Reckless. Reckless is talking about doing one like a tractor. Dan Davidson did it. After he saw my Origin, no Vaseline, he's like, do you care if I do a John Deere one? I'm like, fuck no, I'll never do a John Deere. Have at it.
Yep.
I gotta do a cat one. I'll do one in all yellow.
Yeah. What was that, Bobby?
Charlene, Dan's rig.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He pissed a lot of people off with that one too.
I mean, that's
and a lot of people didn't get, like, when I first posted pictures, it was before I squeezed or anything. So even the shock shafts are painted.
Everything was painted.
Like, you just ruined your shocks, man. And I'm like, no. When we painted tractors, we didn't tape off the cylinder on the hydraulics. Because you know why? It's covered in fucking oil. Nothing sticks. You wipe it right off. Like, I remember Dan got a video where his were all green and he goes like this and it pops up and the shafts are perfect. He's like, see, clowns? I'm like, there you go, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know any better doesn't mean we're doing it wrong. Plus, you can't get tape or anything to stick to it anyways, because again, it's covered in fucking oil.
It'd be a pain in the ass to tape that anyway. Just paint it over.
Yep. Uh-oh, we got him messing with this now. There we go. More progress on Borderlands. Do it. We recently started doing this shit where we dick with stuff on the show because we find we end up getting a lot more done and have a lot more motivation.
Hey,
otherwise,
if
you weren't on tonight, we weren't dicking with this, or if you weren't on next week, like we were thinking, plus next week's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I realized when you sent me that message, I was like, oh, next week is Thanksgiving, and then next Thursday is like right before it. So
yeah, because I gave Bobby a good like 1 hour notice. I was like, fuck, there really isn't anything that's happened in the last week. And we don't really have dick going on. Hey, Bobby, you want to jump on? Sure. It's like, oh, thank you, buddy.
Didn't know
Yeah,
you
why
could
not?
sacrificial lamb. Didn't know idea.
Yep.
I didn't
You
get much
saved
notice
the
for
show,
the.
so we have something going on. Damn it, Dylan. Go get your
I didn't have
bone.
much notice for the rad show either. I think it was 4 or 5 hours. Like, hey, we got an opening. You want to fill in? Like, okay,
That's how it goes sometimes.
yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm good with
Plus,
it.
I figured this
on the-
gets exposure to the TTC like a week and a half before the event instead of 3 days before it.
Oh yeah, yep.
So someone might watch this in the next several days that's a couple hours away and be like, oh, that sounds like a good time. I better go down.
Yeah, I think I got a couple people coming from Alabama. Alabama? Yeah, I think Alabama. I'm like,
I
oh,
would guess some from Georgia too, right?
yeah, yep, Georgia and Alabama, and then I got a whole group of people, I guess, coming up from South Florida. So
Yeah, South Florida's usually got a pretty good sized crew.
which I'm looking
It's
forward
crazy
to.
because I can remember when events at RW, like what, 10 years ago, probably to 8 years ago in their prime. Like they would just have a big event that was a 2-day event or something, like 200-300 people would show up. Which back then was huge, right? Like that was a big ass event. These 1,000, 2,000 people events didn't exist.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, you weren't seeing multiple thousand people throughout
No,
the
200-300
day.
people was insane.
Yeah, 200 people. You're like, holy shit, this is a shit ton of people. But yeah, when even when Parker would bring the G6 to RRW, there'd be 200-300 people, and it's just like
those were always massive.
Load of people.
Yep.
Oh, my printers are getting done. Yay, more parts.
What are you printing now?
Parts for the gyro bike.
Yeah.
That's they're all going, cranking out parts. I'm impatient, so I just want them done.
Well, it's handy to have multiple printers.
Sometimes when they're working, when they're not working, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a bunch of RCs, right? If you have 2 or 3 and one breaks, it's not a big deal. You only have 2 or 3, so you want to fix it, and you do.
Right.
You got 50, 100, 500. This one broke. I'll drive this one. This one broke. I'll drive this one. And then you look and you're like, fuck, like 400 are broken. Shit.
This is going to get expensive.
Yeah. This is going to take years.
I mean, I used to have,
So you just build another kit.
No crap. Yeah, exactly. I used to have like 35.
That's the disease, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a shit ton at one point in time too.
Yeah. And then I was like, I think I'm going to get out of the hobby for a little bit. And then, of course, Element, a friend approached me and was like, hey, I've got this opportunity for you. Do you want to take it? Of course, like an idiot to begin with. I'm like, I don't know, man. And then some photos were leaked. I reached back out. I'm like, hey, is that opportunity still open? He's like, yep, I was waiting.
Oh, before they released the Sendero?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, I think I'm going to take a break, kind of slow down, figure things out. And then, like I said, a friend reached out and was like, hey, got this. And I'm like, all right. And then it was like, because I was still I drove for RC4WD at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't, maybe, sure, possibly. And then they told me, like, then I talked to Brad, and I'm like, all right, I think this is way better suited for what I'm doing and what I want to do in the hobby. So let's give it a shot. Holy cow, did it take off. So
that's right.
The Element trucks are the best performing RTRs out of the box, hands down.
Dude, the Ecto is phenomenal straight out of the box. Like, I mean, obviously I've done a little bit of work to mine, and it actually just went through a complete rebuild, and I'm not even done with it yet, but I comped with it straight out of the box without doing anything to it, probably for a year or so. And people were just like, what have you got done to that? And I'm like, literally, I've got a body on it, and that's it. Because I had Brad paint me a body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've literally done a body to it and put a better servo in it, and that's it. And they're like, dude, that's insane. I'm like,
I've been talking to Brad about it. And then Schultz was down here before it came out when they were having the Monster Jam Nationals, the first year. And it was like 2 weeks before it came out, and John's hanging out in the shop and shit and whatnot. And we had a little rock pile course. out in front of the shop. Nothing crazy, but just fun little scale trail. You know, you could test shit out on and demo shit for people. And he's like, finally, the shop cleared out and got dead for me. He's like, all right, hold on. It's like, yes, here it comes. And he brought in one of the pre-production ones. It was bone stock. Had the 6% overdrive. I think he might have upped it to 12. I think he put the 12 gears in it, but otherwise it was stock out of the box. And I went and drove it, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like,
yeah.
This is amazing. And he's like, I know, right? I'm like, no, seriously. Like, this is like driving an RTR that's had all the little small right mods done to it for 50 or $100 in a few hours time. But right out of the box, god damn. It was a blast.
I got mine like 2 days before we took like a little mini vacation. We went to like North Carolina, South Carolina border.
Yeah, I remember.
I took mine up there, and obviously got up there, and there's a lot more rocks up there, and I just drove it around. I'm like, holy shit, this thing is I don't even need to drive anything else. I don't need to build a $1,000 rig. I got one right here.
Yeah. Reckless talking about that's exactly what happened to me a week ago. Realized 5 rigs were down and I couldn't go trailing. It all happened so fast. Yep.
It does.
Yeah.
JD says, speaking of, I need to go buy the gears for my Phoenix. What's up, JD?
See, all my rigs run, but it's because I never drive them.
What's up, Rob? Yeah,
I'm
right.
back up to 17. So 17, 8, 19, 20.
In all fairness,
20,
a lot of mine
21.
are broken. They're not finished.
Yeah, stop counting. Because you forget, you just keep counting because you remember another one, you remember another one.
Yeah,
I counted about a month ago, and that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
you don't
have nowhere near what I used to, but
I guestimate now.
yeah. You look
Yeah,
over one shoulder and you're like,
you don't
oh,
even
forgot about
count. You
those.
don't even count, Nick.
I guesstimate. I quit counting around 350 or something several years
Yeah.
ago. It's like, yeah, this is too much.
Oh.
Well, I'm not gonna do any soldering tonight, but now I got to figure out where I want to mount this ESC. I totally forgot because I got the high power reef shit in here. I got a 20 amp BEC in here too. That's decased. I don't know, most of you guys probably know this, but if you want, you can take shit and decase it to make it smaller. But what sucks is if I'm going to mount the receiver in the box and the BEC and the receiver or the ESC out here, I don't know what the fuck I did with the BEC case. I guess I need to go find a big piece of heat shrink, and then that'll be better actually, because then the ESC and BEC match. So there we go. Happy accidents. JD says I'm just counting the ones I want to bring in December. But we want to watch you solder. No. It's been a long day. Tremors aren't too bad. I probably could, but I hate that shit. Just stick inside a balloon. Look at Rob going 1993 on it.
Oh, man.
Remember when you used to sell the balloons? You paid like $5 for a little specialized balloon. I was like, this is ridiculous. It costs you 2 cents.
Balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Traxxas used to sell them at one point back in the day too. They're always yellow. God forbid you misplace your ESC or receiver. It's got to be bright yellow.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That I used. Fuck. Good. Oh, good. I didn't use reef servo tape on this one. I used the black shit. Thank God.
Shit.
My reef servo. Oh man, you guys want to know a sold on TV product that's amazing? Alien tape, dude. ShamWows are amazing when you can buy them. I had them. They were the shit, dude. Had it in my 20s, man. Someone would spill a drink on the carpet or something at a party. People would literally motherfucking go, wow, the first time they saw it happen. It was priceless because that just sucks shit up like crazy. But alien tape, dude. That shit sticks to glass, brick, anything. And it is insanely brutal to peel off if you use too much of it.
Ugh.
Taped a plaque with the first RC car action article I have on the window in the front of the shop with the back side out, so it was just black and didn't look shitty from outside, and then the article was on the inside. And I used the alien tape all the way around this big motherfucker. Well, I had to change some shit that was behind it for pricing and other stuff. When we went to take it off, man, the window was flexing like a half inch easily. Like, whoo, we're going to shatter this goddamn window. Finally, I gave up the next day. The guys got it off, but it was something else. But then I tried to use too little. I just used 4 little squares in each corner and fell down about 20 hours later. So I'm like, all right, maybe I need like 2 or 3 inches in each corner. But I'm scared to use too much now because that shit is fucking hardcore, man. Reckless, I rock a receiver still. Rob still does it to this day, even with waterproof receivers. I never do. I don't submerge my shit much, though. I play in the water and mud and shit a little bit, but I don't go crazy.
Yeah, we've got purpose-built rigs for that.
Yep. And they're always broken because of that.
Yeah. Mine is still broken from the last Mud Series race that I did.
Mine too.
Like
3
2
years
years
now,
ago,
4 years,
2 years,
still
3 years
broken.
ago. Yeah. Still sitting on the shelf.
I know what sucks is like, it's just like big trucks. The mud is so fun.
Yeah.
But it ruins everything. Like you're always replacing bearings and cleaning shit and lubing shit and fixing parts.
Or if you're like me, you don't do any of that shit. And then it just destroys faster.
Goo Gone works wonder. I don't think Goo Gone would work on the alien tape, Reckless, because the alien tape's actually like a lizard's finger and shit. That's why I can stick to anything. It's not adhesive. It's a mechanical adhesive. If you know what I'm talking about. You know, lizards and spiders and shit can stick to walls. It works on the same concept. And I was like, it's sound in theory. Let's see how it works. And it's expensive. Like 30, 40 bucks for 3 or 4 rolls. Pretty decent sized rolls, but still.
That's expensive.
It's pretty pricey for fucking tape. And then I used it and I'm like, yeah, this is worth every penny. This shit is ridiculous. Sticks to anything.
What the fuck? Weird.
That was a great series, Two Dog says. Yep, maintenance sucks. It was, man. The RC Mega Truck series we had for what, 2-3 years? That was a good time.
It definitely was a good time. And then just
but it gets too expensive and too much work, man. Like
well, the problem
$100 a week on repairs and shit to race.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, the problem we ran into is it just like with any other racing, just everybody's ego got so big, and then it blew up into a point of where there was almost a couple fist fights, and I was just like, all right, well, I've had enough of this because
I just laughed and drank moonshine and smoked weed and had a good time, man.
Yeah, it was a good time, and then it got into that, and I'm just like, this ain't worth it anymore, man. And then Andy was the guy that was running it when all that stuff started going down, and he's like, I'm not.
It started going down when Adam was running it still too.
True. Yeah, true. I mean, we still had a good time
worse
when Andy was messing with it, but it got worse, and it was one of those things like it wasn't basically worth it anymore to put up with all the drama and then spend all morning, getting out there at 5 a.m. doing all the legwork and then having people come out and just basically.
Well, and when Adam and Scott were doing that, I liked it because usually they were nighttime. Usually it was like a Friday or Saturday evening. There's 2 or 3 of them we did at the real mud race track where we would be the intermission for the real mega and ultra megas and bog trucks shit racing. That was awesome. But yeah, then it started to be like butt crack in the morning shit, and I'm like, oh man, I'm out now.
Yeah.
Go get your bone. Fuck off. I mean, I still showed up to as many as I could, but I'm like, oh, it's not the same now. Because it was different, Friday night, Saturday night. Everybody's out there having a good time, chilling. It was something you did for fun on the weekend. And then there's just something about like getting up and doing shit at 8 in the morning on a Saturday or Sunday that it's
Sunday's
like,
real difficult.
yeah, it's like, well, kind of like to sleep in until like 8 or 9, not have to be there then. Because yours is starting at 7, right? You bastard.
Gotta get it squeezed in.
What time is it actually starting? Gates
like
open at 7, right?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be there super early, and then everybody who's judging, I want there relatively early so they can go ahead and run if they want to run. I want to get the judges through because I'm not doing that whole if you judge you can't run. I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm setting the courses, so everybody's going to have an equal advantage. I'm not going to run. Obviously, I'll be running. I'll be running around like a chicken with my head cut off, probably.
Yeah.
Making sure everything's going hopefully as smooth as possible. Judge, jury, and executioner with any complaints or whatnot. So
yeah,
I can't say the one.
Like when it's your event, it's not fair to be in the show and shine or the running or whatever's going on, and then like it's like nah, it just seems.
But I mean,
sketchy.
there's people out there, man, that are like heavy, like, oh, he judged, he shouldn't be allowed to run. And it's like, well, why the hell not? Well, he watched the course all day, and it's like, you had the same ability. You could have sat there all day and watched too. It's not my fault you ran first.
Well, if the judges are running first, then who gives a fuck?
I want to get them through, basically.
But then you're going to get some, well, they ran on a clean course before it was running out and this and that. Well, I was like, well, fuck you. You're damned if you do.
Everybody, man. And that's where I'm going to be at. I mean, 2 years ago, I can honestly say was probably the best event that I've ever hosted. I didn't hear from anybody or hear anything during the event of like any complaints. And I'm still weary that was the case, but like we had talked about, like everybody
because everyone was just happy to get the fuck out of the house and do something because it was like when the world first started going back to normal.
Yep. So I'm expecting to. I mean, it's just in my opinion, the state of the hobby too. Everybody wants to complain about something. It seems like so.
Yeah.
It's an event. I'm bringing you an event. It's not a G6. You're not getting a participation trophy. Yes, there'll be raffles. No, not everybody's going to win. So.
Yep.
It's going to be what it's going to be, and hopefully everybody has an awesome time.
Yeah. Yeah, like
man, what's up, Zach?
No one's forcing anyone to go to these events. That's why when people get all pissy, I'm like, dude, it was your choice to come here and do this.
Yep.
You read the rules, you saw shit going on in the discussion, you knew what to expect. Like, come have fun or stay at home with your fucking Karen ass,
Exactly, yeah. And most of the people that are there or that have people that haven't been there, know people that have been there, I would hope know what to expect. I mean, this has been
like, I'm going to tell you straight up right now, as someone that's done this several years when he's run it, and usually it's him and Clint will be there later this year. Like I said, these guys do not fuck around on their courses. It's all doable, but if you come out there with a class 0 or class 1, be happy to finish in your timeline.
That's why I posted.
It's tough shit. It's all doable, but it's fucking hard, and you better be a good driver.
Yeah, that's why I posted. This is not class 1 friendly.
Yep.
So you're more than welcome to bring your class run.
Yep.
But it's going to
3.85 tires or whatever they are.
Yeah. It's going to be
says he's stoked for TTC. Yeah, and Rob made a good point. That's the biggest issue. The ones that bitch the most are the ones that would never volunteer to help or judge or clean up.
Exactly. They're the last ones there, and the last ones there, and the first ones to leave. So,
yep.
And that's
reckless. Like, I'm good with 9 a.m. starts. Like when you camp and you party the night before, and everyone wakes up equally hungover and blah. Fuck. That's a good time. It just sucks. Like my parents live like 10, 15 minutes from where this event is up in the Villages. So I'm just going to go up there with the kiddo and the dog and crash there Friday night. So I don't have to make the hour and 20-minute trip in the morning. I get to sleep an hour and 20 minutes longer.
Yeah.
9:30 it starts?
9:30. Registration
cutoff. 9:29.
I'll make one exception for you. If you want to run, I'll let you run. But registration cutoff is 9 o'clock. If you show up at 9:01, the box ain't going to be there. And I hate to turn My
I'm
big thing is
registered already, right? I'm registering right now.
there we go. Perfect. And that was the other thing too, is like, this is
So that's important. So you got to be there before 9 to register, and then trails kick off at 9:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do. Obviously, we'll have everybody up, do group photos for the sponsors and whatnot. And then we'll do the drivers meeting, and then basically as soon as the
I got to
drivers
be there
meeting's
for
done,
that. So I got to be there at 9 then.
I mean, yeah, if you want to be in the photos,
That's not bad. That just means I wake up at 8 o'clock. Cadence won't be too hard to wake up, so that's not a big deal.
But yeah, that's the other thing. Like I'm super adamant about this is a strict SORCA comp, so you must follow the SORCA guidelines. If you show up with a tire on the banned list, I'm not going to turn you away, but you're not going to be eligible for the podium or the actual event. If you want to partake, great. That's perfectly fine. You are not going to take priority when it comes to everything, but you can still partake in the event. Just know that it's basically just gonna be like any other comp. Like it's your name will be there, but there won't be any score kind of thing.
Yeah.
But and then
are you doing any scale points?
You have to have 25 points, but they do not count. This is a strict driver competition.
I think this is at 60 or close to it. So
that's, I mean, bumpers, sliders, a D-ring and a winch, you're basically there.
Yep. Interior, all that shit. So
you're
I need to figure out a driver to put in here.
Better be scale.
Still driverless. I have a box full of them, or bins full of them right here. Let's see. We got Doctor Who, Negan, another. Oh, that's a good one. Cowboy Doctor Who. That would be a good one in a tractor. Those are 114s. Oh, we got Norm from Cheers. Another Doctor Who. If you guys didn't know, these Doctor Who characters are super opposable and just the right size. We got Cheech. Oh, hey, it's the Fonz. Oh, old Jimi Hendrix. God damn, I forgot I had this one. I can't even remember who this bitch is. I think she's from Charlie's Angels. And God, a lot more. Too many. But when you see them on sale and shit and they're available, you gotta grab them, right? You use them someday. Maybe that's what I'll do. I bet Doctor Who Cowboy. Oh yeah, he'd fit in there nice. All right, fuck it. Getting more scale points I don't need. For all I know, these are collectible or something, and someone's crying right now as I rip it out.
That'll be all right.
I did that with this Cheech and Chong's. That Cheech, I have the Chong and Up in Smoke. You remember my Toyota FJ?
Yep.
And I cut him up and bent his knees and all this shit, and it looks perfect. I took my time and did it clean, but I got him for like 20 or 30 bucks a piece, which turned out to just be luck. Because then I went and looked them up a few months later because I wanted more. I think they were like $200 or $300 a piece.
Oh, somebody forgot the zero.
Whoops! I guess these are the only two I ever have.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much some of these action figure things get worth.
Dude, anything in general, like on stuff like that, is just wild.
Yeah, collectibles get stupid.
And then guys like us just rip it out of the package and murder it.
Yep.
You like doing that.
Yeah, see, look. His elbow moves. These Doctor Who guys are dope. The hand turns. Head moves around. Hips work. Knees. His legs twist. They're real handy for scale figures. Because finding stuff this size that's opposable like this is actually pretty tough. At least I've found. I'm missing a bunch of shit here.
Fuck. What?
Pickle Finn says I'm gonna show up and bitch the entire time. That's how you get pistol whipped in Florida.
Yes. I'm sure there's going to be a couple people, man. It's the nature of the hobby nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't care. I'm putting on an event. You're either going to like it or you're not. And if you don't, well, then that's failure on your part, I guess.
Yeah. You just failed to know how to have a good damn time.
Yeah.
Taking this interior out's a lot more work than I remembered. God damn it. I'll save that for next week's show. And J Team, thank you. I agree. Great figures. They're hard to find, man. When you find good shit, you gotta get it. Yeah, I pointed out both my trucks this year. Yeah, if you're not pointing out and scale shit, like what are you even doing? It's so easy.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not pointed out, but I run.
Yeah, but you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I used to be I had to have max points, had to, and now it's just
I
like,
remember.
I just want to go out and chill with my buds, man. I want to have a go.
Yep.
I want to go have a good time. I don't give a
Yep.
shit. You got 60 points. Congratulations. How much shoe goo did you use?
0. I am a clear RTV fan. Sticks just as good, but it peels right off clean, and it's not stringy when you pull it off the shoe goo tip.
Which, I guess. Yeah, I use E6000 when I do have to use anything like that. But
yeah, later, two dogs.
I mean, I can't.
Pickle Finn says he should be pointed out this year.
He better be. I've seen his build a little bit. I mean, I can't say much. This sits at 60. I didn't build this though, so I can't take credit for it. But it's got some shoe good things in there.
It's been used.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I kind of feel like I should take this interior out and do this now, but God, I hate all those tiny nuts and shit. Like I forgot. It's all not all those little dots are nuts. And then I got the mirror, the handles, and ugh.
That's a hard pass from me.
Yeah. That'll be a good 20-minute time filler next week. Oh, I was gonna ask too. I don't have shit going on Thanksgiving. I assume you probably do, right, Chris? At this time of day, you're gonna be busy having dinner and shit, right?
I will. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my daughter has all next week off, so I pick her up tomorrow and keep her till Wednesday night. So we're gonna do Thanksgiving at my parents' on Wednesday night, and then I'm gonna drop her off at her mom's on the way home. So I don't have dick to do Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be sitting around the house.
Well,
Shop's closed, you know. So I think if you can't do it, which is totally understandable because it's 6 o'clock for you, that's middle of dinner and all that shit, or after dinner if you do it early.
Yeah.
Jeremy may be able to because he'll be at home and it'll be 9 o'clock for him.
Yeah.
But are any of you guys gonna even watch or want us to do it 9 o'clock on Thanksgiving? Or are people gonna be passed out from food comas? Or
I mean, I'll probably be up still, but I'm a night owl anyways, so.
Yeah.
But I'm just
I thought you were always one of those motherfuckers that was in bed at like 9.
Fuck no. I'm up till like midnight, 1 o'clock, and my alarm goes off at 5 to go to work. So.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
Yeah. So
if I'm waking up at 5, even I'm bucking down at 9 o'clock and going to bed.
Not a chance. I think the earliest I usually go to bed is like 11 or 11:30, and that's if I'm like dragging ass, and then I'll go still stare at the ceiling for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Thankfully, I usually fall asleep in 5-10 minutes after laying down, but what is Chris doing over there with that fucking goofy smile? Just cut out a side window and slide the figure in. I guess I could, but the other thing, well, and I could do that from the bottom too. I have to either amputate his legs, or what I prefer to do is cut little holes in the floor. Because it's a 2D, 3D interior, you know, like sand in these, and then just stick his legs through. And there's plenty of room, and it's hidden. Stop trying to get me to keep working on it, Rob. I don't want to take all those fucking nuts and screws out. They're little and annoying. I like them. You know, I'll be there. I'm in Canada. Oh yeah, you guys did Thanksgiving already. That's what I was thinking. I know the Canadians won't care. JD says he'll be around. All right. Well, I'll see if I can get Jeremy, Chris's sub, when he's busy to do it. If I can't, then we probably won't. I would guess he'll be able and willing to do it, but I don't know. So I'll keep you posted. As all you guys know, watch the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Dollar store skeleton figure, Rob. Now I'm curious. I never go to the dollar stores. I probably should. I know there's treasures in there. But I wouldn't mind having a dollar store skeleton figure if it's the right size and opposable.
I'm almost positive that's what I have.
Really?
That I
Nice.
picked up.
I tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. Going Hank Hill on everybody.
What?
I'm glad I found Cowboy Doctor Who for this. It's going to be perfect.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. Let's see. Let's look on the big screen to see if that's right.
Oh, I can see it kind of. Yep. Is that
So,
the same one you're talking about, Rob? Every Crawlapalooza truck had a 6-inch skeleton in it.
That's an event I
Johnson
want to get.
has them. Yeah, as Eugene Harley. I don't think I've seen. Well, fuck. I guess I go to a dollar store. Is it any dollar store or only specific ones? Is it Family Dollar, Dollar Tree? Where'd you get yours, Bobby?
I bought 3 trucks that every one of them had them in it. So,
All right, then Rob, that's on you. Where do I get these skeleton figures you hate? Dollar General. All right, I will find one tomorrow. And if they have like 6 of them, I'm buying all 6 and putting them in every next rig just to piss Rob off for fun. Every event I see him for the next year, he's gonna be like, God damn it.
Oh.
All right. So, anything else you want to talk about with the event, or any builds or product shout outs or any other shit you want to do?
I don't really have any. I don't have any of the new stuff yet. I mean, really, the only thing newer, and it's not even really that new, is the new Helios batteries, the 850 packs, which these things are tiny and amazing.
Yeah, 3S50C, right?
Yeah, 45C, but yeah, 3S. They come in a 4S as well, which I have one of those somewhere. But yeah, man,
I don't go 4S. That's too crazy even for me. Although that's what Blake's insisting we do in the fucking TTC truck for Trevor's. So I was like, well, we cannot use the Blackwells in the event then, because they will go about 2 feet at most.
And they will explode.
Yep. And I didn't realize I'm kind of bummed. I had a full set I was saving, right? A rear and a front. Well, that truck had rear steer. So it's not going to be 100% on. I'm like, son of a bitch. No one else probably would have ever noticed had I not just said it right now, but all right, we're still gonna have one of the most true to scale builds in the whole thing, if not the most true to scale one. So
might reach out to Clint. I think he might have a set.
I'd be willing to trade him that rear one for a front one.
I think he has a set. I'm not sure.
I only had one set left.
I can shoot him a message and find out. Worst case, tell him to get a hold of you.
Yeah, do that. He's probably in bed already, right?
Probably. He's got them banker hours.
Yeah. Fucking normal people that go to bed at a normal hour. What the hell?
Right. Like my wife, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock. My wife's been in bed for like 2.5 hours already.
Holy shit. What time does she get up?
Same time I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, she is not a night owl.
Enjoys not being miserable and having good energy the next day.
Yeah, basically. Opposite of me. I roll out of bed and it's like, fuck. Here we go.
I hate my life right now. See, I can do the go to bed at 2 and wake up at 6 or 7. But then at some point in the day, I'm making time for an hour or 2 nap.
Yeah.
Even if it's like I had to work all day and I get home at 7. It's like, all right, I'm crashing from like 7:30 to 8:30. Because otherwise I'm just a miserable fucker.
Yeah, it's usually me on the weekends.
Touche. What are you talking about? I'm one of the most positive motherfuckers you'll ever meet.
And if you don't think so, I'll make you think so.
Just don't annoy me. Don't ask stupid fucking questions.
That's
So don't act like most of the population. Got it.
I'll say that's
Yeah, pretty much.
that's asking a lot.
I know. Believe me, after the past few weeks, I know.
Yeah, you've had to work the front of your shop.
Oh
No, not even that. I mean, that's part of it. Just having to deal with the general public again every day, but just other shit too. It's like, oh God, what has happened to people? Why is everyone so helpless?
yeah, that is mind blowing to me.
Especially now, because like it's so easy to get information and questions answered and shit on your own in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and trust me, you're not the first person that's asked this exact question.
Yeah, you can also do a search in this group or forum or whatever.
Yeah, if you would have typed that into the search for area instead of the I'm gonna post this, I bet you would have got fucking 20 answers way faster than trying to comment on something.
We are terrible, but it's okay.
Yeah, it'd be all right.
We get by. Oh shit, I opened that without being careful. Fucking. I don't think Bobby saw that one. I opened one of these that have been closed for God knows how long, and a fucking live answer jumped out on me.
I did see that one. That was absolutely hilarious.
That shit was hilarious, man.
That was so damn funny.
I cried. I still need to go back and screenshot it and make some kind of meme out of it or something.
Of course you do.
Of course I will.
I gotta go back and delete that one after tonight. Nah, I don't really care. That was quite shocking though, because I tell you what, you don't expect to open a tool bag that's been closed for months and shit jump out at you. Especially when you're stoned. Fuck. What we got going on here? Everybody just bullshitting together. That's what I like to see. What a little good community we have of people here. It's like almost everybody knows each other in real life or something.
Oh,
yeah, that's.
Oh, you see what I'm doing right now, Rob? Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep.
This
look
is
what
stupid.
you made him do, Rob. Now he's gonna bitch about it until we get off the video.
Nah, just 2 or 3 more times.
He'll finish it though.
Yep.
Just like that
excavator. If I don't now, I won't.
Just like that excavator he put in the bags a couple minutes ago.
Hey, that is finished. No point putting it back together when I just have to take it apart and put it back together again.
How long the big dump truck been
in a bag? I took pictures for Tang and for my own reference.
How long's your big dump truck been broken?
It's not broken at all. What are you talking about?
Oh, you got it fixed finally?
Been fixed for ages.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Okay. Damn it. I'm back.
I fixed the planetaries in that like 2 years ago. I didn't fix the ESC.
I thought the steering
was the shop do that.
Yeah,
that is that's fixed now too. Aaron fixed that.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. Was the steering?
Yeah, it's fixed.
We had an employee do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier.
I was going to, and he's like, "Hey, you want me to do it?" And I'm like, "Sure. Why the fuck not?" I've worked on this on the ground enough. Oh no.
Dun.
I lost a 3mm nylock. Whatever am I going to do? I only have 4,000 more. But it's not painted black. Enough with your rambling. What are you bitching about? Get your tire, man. It's right there, numbnuts. This fucking dog, man. He is something else. You are a character, my friend. Oh, that one's stuck to the paint. Holy shit. Nicely done, paint. All right. Will it come out now? Ooh. Yeah, see, it's been together so long, I'm paranoid too. Like, the paint has stuck together.
You afraid to pull it out?
Yes.
Come on.
It always feels better leaving it in.
God on. I just threw it out there, and I was like, come on.
I got you.
I was picking up what you're putting down, but I was waiting.
Oh, you should have jumped on it. I was focused for a second, so I had to wait.
That's what she said.
Mhm. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, Reckless says, yeah, heavy equipment operator hours. Work all day, stay up as late as you can, then I have zero energy till noon. Tomorrow it'll be fucking Rob. No, it's fucking Rob right now. Rob. Vacuum will find it. Like I vacuum in here. That's adorable.
Remember the first time I vacuumed my hobby room? It sounded like a machine gun going off with all the screws going into the damn thing.
You're like, well, that vacuum was new.
All right. Have a good night, Reckless. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
I'm probably there too, man. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I need to get going soon too.
Oh. Yeah, remember, maybe I taped this on too. Nope, it was just paint sticking. There we go. Strip it. Oh, man. D-Bag, look at what a good job he did on those seats.
Nice.
Nice distressed leather look.
That's awesome.
I'll give him a shout out again. Dwayne Walter, also known as D-Bag, DW Designs. Great paintwork. He's like way behind, so don't ask him to paint shit right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head out.
All right, buddy.
Great chatting.
Easy, man.
Talk to you later.
Peace. All right, you good for a few yet?
I'm good.
Yeah, you're a night owl, right?
Basically. I mean, the only thing I would do would be playing video games, so.
But yeah, this is way more productive and better. At least for me. Not so much for you, but. Because as soon as this live ends, I'm done working on this. So, if you could hang out for like another 15 minutes, that would be fucking mint.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I don't have anything to wrench on. I did all my wrenching today. I got rained out, so.
Oh, good for you, overachiever.
Oh, yeah. I'd have much rather not been rained out, but.
Yeah, because I'm sure that just means you don't get the hours today, right?
Basically. I got a little bit of PTO left, but it's getting real thin, so.
You're Monday to Friday, right? You don't work Saturdays or Sundays generally?
Yeah. Generally, no. I mean, very rarely got some night work. We do a bunch of crap with Disney, so Disney don't like you working during the day.
No, because everything's got to be hidden, and they don't want any noise and dust.
Yep. So do a bunch of night work out there. I actually just did some night work last week out in Horizon West with lane closures and shit like that. You know, tons of fun.
I forgot how deep this interior is. Yeah, I bet that's got to be sketchy. Look at that. I don't even have to cut holes in it or cut them up.
Nice.
He just fits right in there. But I don't think he's tall enough to reach the shifter. Nope. Is he tall enough to reach the steering wheel? Come on, Doctor Who. Well, a little bit more finagling and he'll be in there. I suppose I could always get a spacer. I think I have some black ones that are the right size and space that steering wheel out another few millimeters too. That may be what I should do.
Make one of the giant long shifters where it comes all the way back up towards his head.
Actually, can I heat it up and bend it to where you can reach it, maybe? Nah. I'll just put like a shot glass or doobie in his hand or something. He doesn't need to be shifting.
Set him on a scale phone book.
More scale points.
Technically that's a functioning scale point, I think.
It should be.
I'm pretty sure in the 42 pages of the new rules, I think it's all combined into one now. Like you can have 14 total points, I think. I don't know. I haven't. I've read through it 2 or 3 times, and it's just like, does this rectangle meet this triangle? And did the triangle ends touch the square? And it's like,
Yeah.
thought you guys were gonna make this simpler. Like 42 pages. Holy shit!
Is it really that long?
Yeah, the rule book is now, I think it's 41 or 42 pages long.
I haven't read
It goes
2023, but there's no point because it's almost 2024. So
well. It's
I remember everyone got really butthurt when it came out in January or February.
yeah, because it was. I mean, it was a lot. Like I would go and say they changed a lot. I also would say that they are more. Oh, it's where they're more leaning towards like cheater rigs, in my opinion now. But that's the way the industry has kind of went with.
Yeah, you're
how
gonna
rigs are.
go the way people are going.
Yep. So I get it, but I'm old school, man. I like the spirit of scale. Like I think that has been really lost here in the last few years.
Well, I think it's because it got like so in depth that people are enjoying crazy comp rigs that can drive up damn near vertical walls and shit again.
True.
Everything's cyclical. I mean, we're just where we were 10, 15 years ago again, as far as comp rigs and shit.
And that's basically, where my mind is. It's like, all right, well, I've seen this before, so give it a few more years. Right. We'll go right back to it. That's just like, all the brass. When I first started, you wanted the heaviest rig possible. And then it slowly went, you wanted the lightest rig possible. And now it's really kind of a combination of both. Now you see some people running 15-pound rigs and you see some people running rigs that don't weigh 4 pounds. So yeah.
And some of that comes down to like driver preference and style too. Like
true. Yeah.
Some people drive better with a heavy rig. Some people drive better with a light rig.
Yeah. And I mean, I know you know it just as well. Just it's crazy to, some people been in the hobby like a year or two and they're like, oh, I've done this, this, and this. And it's like, all right, man, well, I've seen that, this, and that. I've been doing this for 20 years. And they're like, holy shit.
It all comes around.
Yeah.
I was had a kid doubting me on Sunday about a part. Oh, you sure this is right? I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure after like 37 years or whatever it is now, something like that, like I got it down. He's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I've lost a lot of life to this hobby. But in a good way. I'm not going to complain. It's always been fun. Sometimes people can make it a little stressful and shit, but you just got to, like me, I just go smoke a joint, forget about it, and have a good time.
I just don't. I try not to pay attention too much, really.
Yeah, you just let shit go.
Yeah.
People are people.
Yeah, people are people, and they're going to do people things, so...
Yeah. I'm out to have a good time and enjoy my one ticket. If you want to be miserable, more power to you. It's your fucking life. I'm just not going to be around for it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to be I seen, I don't know if it was a video or like a TED Talk type thing or what it was, or like an inspiration quote. Cause I'd scroll through so many things now, it seems like, but it's one of those things, like I said earlier, like if you're miserable because of something that I've done or, something that's happened, that seems like a failure on your part. So
yeah, people get upset about everything now. Like, the best is when people are always bitching about how negative Facebook is. Like, quite frankly, my Facebook feed is pretty fucking dope. Because when I see something I don't like, I just scroll by.
I either scroll by or I
give it an angry react or comment, oh, you fucking idiot, because then Facebook just feeds you more of it. Dylan,
yep.
You have to say hi? Okay, you said hi. Can I get back to work, please? No? Yeah, go get your tire. Where's your tire? There it is. Well, then you take it if you don't want me to have it. You fucking joker.
Yeah, it's like my wife, she'll be like, oh, this shit on Facebook. I'm like, you're following the wrong pages because all my stuff is RC, fishing, and like NASCAR. Like, that's it.
His rap is the new rules in bold multicolored print.
I have seen that. Yeah, I've seen that comment. I've seen that. It's funny.
And actually, like, hopefully Bobby doesn't get offended. But I hit up Darren first on short notice. Darren Amalki from Canada.
Yeah.
Badass builder, because he was technically supposed to be next on the list. And I knew we were scheduled for next week, but then I realized, oh, it's Thanksgiving. And Darren's like, oh, I got to repaint this truck to make it all pretty for show and shine at a shit next weekend and blah, blah. I'm not going to have time. I'm like, okay, no, Bobby, tonight's a perfect night. But he is part of Sorka. So when we have Darren on in the next 2-3 weeks, you're going to cross the fuck out of him with all your Sorka stuff.
I was on Sorka for a while.
A lot of people have been. It's funny how many people have been on, like, no one ever knows who's on Sorka is what's funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, so many people that you know have listened to you bitch directly to them because you didn't know that they were on the Sorka board.
Yep. Yeah, I was on the Sorka board for 3 years.
Yeah.
I think it was like 3 years. And then I'm like, all right, I can't.
It's a thankless job.
Oh, that, and it's just
all the dudes on the Sorka board, well, not all, but most of the dudes on the Sorka board in general are true hobbyists that go to events, know their shit, have been doing this a long time, and they're trying to do what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't make everyone happy. You can piss everyone off, but you can't make everyone happy.
You can definitely piss everyone off.
Yeah, so Sorka rules come out, and they just have to watch everybody bitch and moan.
They probably honestly now just sit back and laugh. Or they probably sit back and like, did you see this question come through? Like, do we really have to answer this?
That's what I would do. I would start a group of like Sorka hating posts for all of us to laugh at if I was them. It'd be like when we did fucking Matt Cat from SBG at East Coast Scale Challenge when I did No Vaseline. And he's the one that broke the internet with it. I didn't even post that picture. He did. Dylan, fuck off. Him holding it in his hand, just the chassis. And I kind of get that because you just had the chassis, no wheels and tires, no body. You didn't get what was going on. But he was like, dude, you should see the amount of shit on my Instagram, the hate. We're all sitting around the fire eating hand steaks, drinking, having a good time at night. And I'm like, well, fuck it. Let's read them. And he's like, oh, it'd be like celebrities reading mean tweets from Fallon or whatever show it is. I'm like, I don't know that, but it sounds good. Let's try it. Dude, we just went around reading hate comments for like an hour and a half, laughing our ass off. I read some priceless ones, and I'm like, that was fucking creative. Good work, buddy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like,
I thought
it's still my truck. I don't care what you think.
Exactly. Like, show me on the doll where the toy truck hurt you. Like,
show me on the truck where a butt hurt you.
Yeah, but I mean, and I'll say this, and if anybody watches it and they're one of these people, I'll probably get some flack. But the VP fanboys, you got to be careful.
Oh yeah, they get butt hurt real easy.
Yeah,
like I love all my Vanquish shit. Hence why I've got all these Vanquish rigs. It's great stuff. You really don't even need to mod anything they make.
Yeah, I mean,
you load it up with electronics and you go.
You get what you pay for with that stuff. And it's a great.
Like, I'm going to do what I want with it.
Exactly. I mean,
it's not like, oh, this is Vanquish. It's gold,
Yeah.
No.
Case in point is your
toy truck. Oh, man. Proline was a blast. Not this year because I didn't get to go, but last year because I had scale wheels. Or was it? Yeah, I think it was last year. Scale wheels on. No, it was the year before. It was 2021. I'm out there with the Ripper, and I had scale wheels with scale hubs on that use scale hardware. And one of the wheels fell off up on the mountain. And I brought some regular tools, but I didn't bring scale hardware tools. So I just kept driving it for like an hour on 3 wheels, dragging the rear corner of the axle. People were walking by. Is that a fucking Ripper? You're driving it like that? Oh my god! Like, that's what I bought it for, dude. I didn't buy it to sell it for $13,000. I bought it to beat the shit out of it. I didn't want one when they first came out. And I was at Parker Fest right after they'd gotten released, and AJ, Super Shafty, had done those couple rigs that he raffled off, or you could buy for like $5-6 grand, whatever. And I think they were raffles. And this guy had one. And I watched him for 3 days at Parker Fest just abuse it and abuse
Beat
it.
the piss out of it. Yep, I remember that.
And I asked him Sunday afternoon, I'm like, did anything break or are you happy with it? He's like, dude, I beat the fuck out of this thing all weekend. Not a problem. I told him, I'm like, you motherfucker, you just cost me like $3,000. Son of a bitch. And I went home and ordered a Ripper. And they are great for that, you know?
I kind of, it's funny because obviously everybody, you know, you're the asshole or am I the asshole? But I wish I had one just so I could like bolt a bunch of Chinese shit to it just to fucking
God.
ruin
Even I
the
would give a
internet.
shit on that one.
Just to ruin like Shankwich wheels,
axles,
like Amazon
wheels.
axles. Yeah. Just some Amazon Hexfly bullshit servo or something. Just all Chinese shit. Just man, that would probably melt the fucking internet.
Oh,
But
yeah.
That's been like my only thing is like, man, I really wish I had.
You would start getting blocked and shit at that point.
Oh man, I'd probably be some death threats in there somewhere, like. But yeah,
like I live in Florida, bro. Come test me, Castle Doctrine, motherfucker.
Please come.
Yeah, you can come, but you won't leave.
Yep. But yeah, that's been my like joke, like of like, man, if I ever find a Ripper at a garage sale, I'm gonna buy it and Chinese the piss out of it.
And somebody in like 30 years is gonna find one at a garage sale for like $50.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like their dad had it and died, and the kids are like, we don't know what this is. Some toy car, $50.
It's a toy car. I think you got it at Walmart or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It only weighs like 9 pounds of metal.
Yeah. I'm very curious for the Ripper 2. I know it's a while
Me too,
out.
but it's going to be a long time.
Yeah. I'm just curious as to what their price point will be now, seeing how.
I don't think it'll be any different. I'm guessing a kit, the inflation might make it like $2,500 instead of the 1,800 or whatever it was. But you gotta remember, it's just a cage, body panels, lights, and I think links came with it, and that's it. You got to get a chassis, you got to get axles, all the electronics, all kinds of parts for it. But this one won't be based on axial shit.
Yeah, it'll be
based on their Vanquish shit because they did that one to release at Axial Fest back in the day.
Yep.
3D print a Ripper cage and do it. Yeah, a 3D printed Ripper cage won't deal with what my Ripper does, though. No, he's talking about fucking with people. Like, make a clone and don't tell people it's fake. That would be fucking priceless. What about the CNC 24 scale Ripper clone? I've seen that.
Yep.
As I recall, that goes on a TRX 4M, so I'm out.
Yep.
Manufacturing. Oh, Scale Audio Solutions is still watching while he's eating dinner. Manufacturing has gotten cheaper though, so maybe a bit cheaper. I doubt it.
No, yeah, they do have that nice new machine.
It'll be at least the same price or more.
Yeah, I definitely think more.
All the better though. That would make it even better. Rob says, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I can get this kind of sit in there. I'm not going to put it back together tonight. I'll do that for next week, but I have to add in a spacer to the steering wheel and shit, but I think he's going to look about spot on in here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Looking tits, perfect scale. I just got to, he won't sit comfortably and hold the wheel. I got to put 3-4 mil of spacer in the steering wheel.
I'm sure you probably don't have any of those though.
No, I don't have 50 of them or anything. Not me. I don't hoard parts and shit.
Speaking of putting things off, I've got 2 weeks. I have 50 of these.
You still haven't cut those motherfuckers?
Fuck no.
Just put them to a bandsaw.
I told Jen, I was like, I gotta buy a bandsaw because that's like one of the tools that I don't have. Seems like I have everything else. And she's like, why? I'm like, I gotta cut fucking tennis balls. She's like, nobody has a bandsaw that you can borrow. I'm like, probably, but I don't have a bandsaw.
But then I can cut other shit besides tennis balls afterwards. It just gives me an excuse to buy something I've needed for a long time and not bought.
Exactly. But buddy of mine has one, but I'm thinking I could probably just I've got a hacksaw and I'll just spend one night when I'm sitting
Oh,
here.
you poor bastard.
Whatever.
I guess with a fresh blade, it might not be that bad, but
Yeah.
that seems like it could be a nightmare. Because once you're halfway through, they start flexing in it.
Yeah. Well, 4 years ago, we did 3 courses, so we had 30 tennis balls, and I did them all with a fucking razor blade. So
You are a fucking psycho.
hacksaw can't be any fucking worse than that.
No. No. How many times did you cut yourself doing that?
Every time I hold a razor blade, it's just it's like second nature nowadays. I've got so many scars on my hands. Even when I did tile, I have to cut like the Durock or anything like that. Every time I fucking grab any type of razor blade, there Bobby's bleeding again. So I try not to. I mean, I got myself good one time with a J-hook razor blade, and that was probably the last straw of how bad I've ever cut myself. So
yeah,
but like every time I touch a razor blade, it seems somehow I'll stab myself or fillet my finger or some crazy shit.
Doesn't take much with a fresh one.
No, it does not.
They don't stay sharp long nowadays. They're not made like they used to. Now they're all Chinese. But if you haven't used it much, you just nick yourself.
Yeah.
To the dark blood instantly.
Yes.
But that's all right. The dark blood wounds heal quickly.
Nothing a little super glue won't fix.
Exactly. Oh, JD's still on here. You want to hear a funny fucking story?
Oh boy.
This is priceless. Okay. We're explaining to JD about how to use super glue to fix your wounds. Well, this motherfucker puts super glue on it and then sprays accelerator on it.
Oh.
You know how hot accelerator gets?
Yeah.
He ended up with like 2nd-degree chemical burns around his wound from that shit. He's like, oh, it's fucking hot. He's freaking out. I can still remember it. I'm like, the fuck did you do? I sprayed accelerator on it. You fucking crazy bastard. That's exothermic, motherfucker.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Oh, it's priceless. He never did that again.
That's
JD's saying electric fillet knife, 400 degrees. That might get stinky though if you're trying to do it in the house, because you're going to be burning some of that rubber and shit. Yeah, he was just cauterizing it. There you go. Cauterizing it with some 2nd-degree chemical burns.
Yeah, perfect.
Actually, no, I guess it wasn't a chemical burn. It's exothermic, so they were just legit heat burns.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the reaction was 400 plus degrees. Yeah. You should have seen this motherfucker.
Dude, I can...
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, man.
I laughed about that for a good long time. It took him for a while to be able to laugh about it. Understandably so.
Agreed. I bet you it's still probably hilarious now.
Oh, yeah, he says it was funny. All right, well, I've gone as far as I can go, and my computer says I got like 5 minutes left before the battery dies.
2-4,
So,
man.
We will end it here, people. Peace out. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Come to King of Florida TTC December 2nd at Scale Mountain. If you're around, do it. It's a great fucking time. And we will see you next week, I guess, if Jeremy signs on. So, again, watch the Facebook page. All right. Peace.